Hello and welcome to Critique of the Week, Episode 2. This week, life is feudal. Oh yes it is. We're going to be taking a look at this realistic medieval multiplayer sandbox featuring terraforming, building, rich crafting, survival, combat, and things like that, amongst other features, apparently. Seriously, the Steam description of this game is filled with so many words that are just there to flesh out the description that I can't help but feel that this is just trying to confuse people into thinking it's a feature-rich game. Which it isn't right now. It's in early access, and that is to be remembered throughout this entire presentation because I am going to complain about it, but I'm going to complain about it in the sense that it is an early access game. So, with that in mind, let's get right to this. Actually, let's look at the options menu. The controls are all rebindable, although I do have a problem with the fact that I press escape to bring up the menus and it doesn't release my mouse, so I am still playing the game in the background. There you go. I have to hit tab to do that. Everything's rebindable. As I said, there you go. Everything, absolutely everything, including your hotbar slots, interestingly enough, so there's that. Takes you out of the menu again. Video settings, not so bad. The game doesn't run all that well. Again, early access, so I'm sort of going to forgive it there. I am getting 30 frames recording. I get about 60 when I'm not. Alright, audio settings. Reasonable. Please turn on push to talk because it's going to be annoying if you don't. There you go. So that's your options menu. That is everything you need to know about the options menu. So, this world here, I've spent about 4 to 5 hours on. I'm in the process of building a house, which is going to be here, and you'll notice I've cleared out this little area here, this little 4x4 square. You can tell it's 4x4 because the game does work on a grid-based system, not necessarily a voxel-based system, just a grid-based system, which I kind of like. It's it's sort of familiar to those of you that are used to games like Minecraft, but yes, it works on a grid-based system. So this is a 4x4 area that I cleared out and flattened. It didn't do it automatically. It didn't come down to defining an area for this house, this tiny shack to be in, and it clears it itself. No, see this mound of sand here? This was dumped here by me, clearing that area out. Clearing this area alone took me an exceptionally long time. Let me give you an example, okay? If we go to, actually, I need to equip my shovel here. So if I equip my shovel, which is going to take me a second to do, everything takes a little bit of time to do. There we go. Equip the shovel. Let's go to here. Say I want to flatten this ground. You'd think I could just click flatten and it's going to flatten it. What it's actually going to do is take a couple of seconds to, well, dig a little bit. And it's going to give me 15 sand, and you can barely notice a difference there. That is the kind of thing that I had to do over and over again in this bit of land to get it flattened. And then when I can't get any more sand, I have to come over here, open my inventory, get the sand somewhere I can use it, and then dump it on top of this mound of sand. So that's how that works. That is the terraforming system in a nutshell. Everything takes a ridiculously long amount of time. Although I will say it is quite cool that you can do lots of things with the different types of terrain. For example, if I go over here, I can get go to prospecting. I can prospect for things. I can create a campfire. I can search for herbs, gather plant fiber, find something edible, which I'll never need to do because I have loads of apples, 44 in fact, all of which I got from the same tree, and I think each apple gives you about 30 points into your hunger, so you'll never need to worry about starving to death again. This here is clay. Please keep this in mind if you're going to be getting the game. This is clay. It's actually kind of difficult to find. This doesn't look like clay, it just looks like dirt, but it is clay. You'll need that. Especially if you want to make this, which is a furnace, which apparently you can't do anything with, so there's that. This is my campfire. There are many like it, but this one is, of course, mine. So, let's head back to my tiny shack, which is yet to be built, and we can actually start building it. Or rather, start throwing the materials that will be required to build it into the building. So there we go. Let's preparation. We need 10 logs. I've already got 2 in there. There's another 2. So we need 6 more, and we need 20 boards. That's where this saw is going to come in handy. I've currently got the an axe equipped there, and having this saw equipped as well is exactly what I need for this construction. So what I want to do is pop over here and chop some trees down, and then with the saw I'm going to want to chop out some logs, and I'm going to want to chop out some boards. So if we go to this tree, we can go to logging and chop it down, which again is going to take a little bit of time depending on the quality of the tree. Low quality tree, so not that long at all. There we go. Saw out a building log using my wonderful saw. All of these things, by the way, have been constructed by me out of flint stone, plant fiber, and wood. Except not necessarily wood, just branches. I can go to here and I can snap a branch. That's how I'd get that. I'd go to, say, here, and I would go to nature's lore and I would get some plant fiber. And over in those stony areas there, you can get flint stone, which is going to be incredibly useful for pretty much everything. The saw takes 7 bits of flint stone. I've got a pickaxe that takes various bits, etc., etc. It's just, various items take different amounts of time to make. They're all made in a similar way. I can actually demonstrate in a little bit once I go ahead and saw out some more building logs here. I can demonstrate the crafting. Again, it's pretty much the same as everything else. You're going to be clicking some buttons, and then it brings up this little bar, and goes from there. Now, I can't get any more of this, so what I'm actually going to do is lift this log and carry it back over to the building site, which is going to take me a really, really long time to do, because everything is so slow, but I suppose it's reasonable in this sense, because I'm carrying a whole bloody tree. So, let's get this near the building site, and I can give you a little demonstration of crafting. Okay, so as I said, crafting is various stages. You're going to want to be getting plant fiber, so we'll come over here, we'll go to nature's lore, and we'll gather some plant fiber, which involves punching the crap out of the earth, like a real man. This is how men pretty much do everything. So, yes, there we go. We got some plant fiber. We'll go over here. We'll actually set our default action to gather plant fiber. So we go to here. We actually right-click on gather plant fiber, and it's now the default action. So, with that set, all we need to do is left-click on the ground, and it will automatically gather plant fiber if it's available. So, there we go. More plant fiber. Go up here a little bit, and gather more plant fiber just by left-clicking. Makes things a little bit easier. If you have a default thing you want to do, say you want to go out and gather a lot of plant fiber, you can just do it like this. There we go, 3 bits of plant fiber. Now we pop over to a tree, and we're going to want to go to forestry, and we're going to want to snap a branch. And this will give us a single branch off of the tree, which we can also use to do some crafting. The tree's actually swaying a little bit there. Alright, so there we go. That's a branch, and what we do from there, we would want to gather some flintstone, but the premise of it and the basic crafting is just click on a stick, create a primitive tool, and you can create things like a sickle, which I actually want to create. I don't have one of these, so we'll go over to the rocks there and get some flintstone. I don't think there's any rock nearby that I can see. Actually, is there? No, I don't think there is. There might be some over here that I might be able to get, because I did dump some rocks down over here, so I might be able to get some flintstone from this area. This is where I was originally going to be putting my house, but I realized that flattening this terrain was going to take way too long to do, so I sort of abandoned that idea. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting anything here. Nope. Alright, so let's continue over this way. As I said, over in these stones, you can get the flintstone that you're going to need. Doesn't take too long to do. Like everything else, it's just a bit of a bar on the screen. So there we go, prospect. We can find some sling ammo. I don't currently have a sling, so we'll just get some useful flintstone, which I'm apparently doing with my hands. I would like to see a little bit more depth to this. I think it's, or maybe not even depth, just some more animations, because it's very strange gathering everything with your hands, you know. Give it, you know, maybe I need to get a rock and bash the other rocks to get some flintstone out of it or something like that. It's just a little bit weird that everything is exactly the same. I know it's early access. I know not everything is going to be in the game yet. But, that's not really criticism. That's more just something I'd like to see. I just want to see more animations. But, you know, that might come along. That might even be along before this video goes out, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's do this. Right click on the stick, I would like to create a sickle. I now have all of the components to do it. I don't actually need to drop these in here, which is kind of cool, so we'll not bother with that. In fact, you know what, I'll do it anyway. I never do this. I didn't realize you could do this until now, but there you go. There's all the components, and we craft. And that will slowly but surely put together a sickle, which I can use for farming. There we go. There's a nice sickle there. Interesting that that hasn't actually used all of that. Okay. Is that a bug, or am I just seeing things weird here? I don't know. Can I do anything with this? General actions, I can equip it, and that's about it. Alright, let's pop back over to the construction site. See if we can get a little bit more of the tiny shack construction done here. Create, let's see, I don't have any logs yet, so I'm going to have to pop over here and start sawing up this log again. General actions, no, I want to saw out a building log. This is pretty much the game. This is effectively what you're going to be doing in Life is Feudal. The videos for the game, the pictures for the game, pretty much everything about the game will show off these massive castles and towns that people have built. That is going to take you an exceptionally, just a massive and huge amount of time to do. And I don't know that I'm a fan of that, if I'm perfectly honest. I don't know if I can get behind the fact that this game is going to take you literal days to get anything worthwhile done. And that might just sound like me being a bit spoiled by other games that have this kind of immediate feedback and this kind of immediate sense of progress and development. You know, for example, we come back to Minecraft. You can pretty much complete everything there is to do in that game in the space of a couple of hours. You know, in the time that it's taken me to kind of get to grips with this game, which is about 5 to 6 hours to get just fully to grips with it, I could have pretty much finished everything there is to do in Minecraft. And it's the same with a lot of other games as well. There are games out there that you can finish in no time at all. And that might just be, like I said, it might just be me being a little bit spoiled by those games. Alternatively, it's more of a lifestyle thing, and that's going to sound a little bit weird that my lifestyle is what is wrong with this game. It's not, well, not necessarily what's wrong with the game, but it's... Think of it this way, okay? Let's say there's a guy who is a dad, okay? He's got a kid, he's got a couple of kids, he's got a wife, he's got some responsibilities, he's got a job, etc., etc. You know, he works from 9 to 5. He comes in the evening, he gets his dinner, he looks after the kids, he puts the kids to bed at, say, 8 o'clock. Alright, let's say he wants to be in bed by 11. Alright? He's got work in the morning. In those 3 hours, he's probably not going to dedicate all of his time to a game. He's probably going to spend some of it with his wife. He's probably going to spend some of it just relaxing after a long day of working. So, let's say he dedicates an hour in the evening to video games. He's going to really get nothing done in a game like this. It's literally going to take him weeks and months of his life to get towards the end game here. And sure, that might be the direction that this game's going. It is sort of calling itself a more hardcore survival sandbox game, and I can respect that. I really can, but I don't think I know anyone that can actually dedicate, you know, even a good few hours per day to a game like this. I don't think I know anyone that has that amount of free time. And that's just making me think, well, who is this game for? Who is this game directed towards? Who are the people that have all of this time to sink into this one game? And I mean, I know there are people out there who will buy a game and play nothing but that game for quite some time. I used to be like that with console games. I was like that with PC games at a time as well. And I respect that as well. Don't get me wrong, but I can't feel... I can't I don't feel like you can create a game that is directed at those people, because I don't think there are that many people who will be able to sink, you know, 5 hours a day into a game like this. Because it's... I don't want to sound selfish, this is the thing. I don't want to sound like I'm a spoilt brat throwing a tantrum because the game doesn't give me any instant feedback. But the thing is, I can't think of any other game that you would play for 5 hours and not really get any instant feedback. I honestly can't think of any other game. I mean, maybe Mountain, maybe some other walking simulators, but I mean, those are walking simulators anyway. I'm trying to think. Dear Esther, I think was the name of the game. That was another one where there was no real goal, but it only lasted a couple of hours, like an hour anyway. So, I am just finding it difficult to think of any other game where you would play for that long and not have some kind of result. I mean, I have a bit of a result here. I have a furnace, I have a campfire, I have a house underway. But after that, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to craft anything else. So, I don't know. I'm really not sure who this game is directed at. Speaking of not knowing what else to do after the house, though, that's something to point out that I probably should have pointed out long ago. There is no tutorial system in this game yet. It is, again, similar to Minecraft in that sense, where it's sort of relying on you working everything out yourself, which most people will be able to do, but I still would love to see a tutorial system. And again, I know there's going to be someone that says, well, it's early access, what do you expect? I expect a tutorial system. When you're releasing the game on early access, you're bringing people in to both test it, give you feedback, and just generally enjoy it. They're not going to be able to fully experience the game if they don't know how to play it. And I can't help but feel that an actual tutorial system might be a good idea there. So that is probably my biggest criticism so far. And I know I'm not going to spend as much time on the fact that there's no tutorial system because it's not really something I can go in depth on. It's just that there isn't one. So I'd like to see one. It would help me understand the game. It would help others understand the game and get an idea of what to do. So that is probably my biggest concern. There's no direction. There's nothing that really points you in one direction or other and says, here's what you need to do to survive. It's very much you are stranded on this island with nothing. And it is literally an island, by the way. That is the map right there. Not so bad, but it's the same map over and over again. There's no randomly generating worlds at the moment. I decided to, I think I spawned over in that direction on the coast. I ran over to this lake because I knew it was here and I kind of like the area, so I figured I would set up camp beside the lake. I am hoping I can get my little shack built before nighttime and maybe get a campfire going or something, but I don't think that's... Well, where's the sun? I think the sun is setting. I could just up the brightness and let you see that way, but it's a little bit... Well, it's not the prettiest looking thing when you do that, so hopefully I don't have to do that. Anyway, let's go ahead and saw out some more boards. I think I need 5 more of these. And I can actually have my shack get under construction. I'm also a little bit hungry, so I think when I run out of stamina sawing this, I'll go ahead and... Yeah, there we go. Let's move those. Let's eat an apple. There we go. I don't know what these are. They're apple tree sprouts. Ah, I could probably plant some apples somewhere. I think I'm going to need fertile soil to do that, which is going to be... I think I need to get my shovel, I'll need to dig a little bit, and then I'll need to dump the fertile soil down on the beach. But that should be manageable enough. Alright, I think that's 5 boards, isn't it? Is that 5? Yes, it is. Okay, if we pop back over to the construction site, I can go ahead and start building. So I think I've made my points on the game clear enough. I think I'll get into the more... I suppose I'm going to get into the more Let's Play side of things now, as opposed to continuing to critique the game. I don't want to be too critical because it is early access. There are numerous features that could be implemented and tweaked by the time this video goes out alone, let alone in the near future of the game. So it might be a little bit unfair of me to be too critical of this. But I do want to put something together. I did want to put something together just to get my thoughts on the game out there, which I think the game is fun. I'll give it that. The game is fun. The area is blocked. What area is blocked? No, it's not. Is the rock blocking it? It wouldn't bloody need to be. I just put all those resources in there. Create. Has it used any of the materials? It doesn't seem to. Interesting. Let's try building again. But yeah, the game is certainly fun. Sort of. It's not that rewarding. Not immediately. It will take you a great deal of time to feel like you've been rewarded for anything. Okay, it's continuing to tell me that the area is blocked. That's a bit annoying. Can I build it from here? Maybe building it from far away might work. But yes, like I said, the game is fun. It's somewhat rewarding. And I think you'd be better playing this if you can convince some friends to join you. Because if you can't, then, well, I don't know how much enjoyment and how much I'm really going to get out of this. Let's see if I can build this from here. If I can't build this bloody shack, I'm not going to be happy. There we go. Build. Let's see if we can build it from here. I think I will just get into the more Let's Play side of things here and see what we can do with the game, see where we can go from here. There are other things I can build, so hopefully... Aha! Look at that. There is my tiny shack. What have we got inside? Absolutely nothing. That's what I expected. Look at this! I've got a house. That's awesome. Alright, I'm quite happy about that. I would like to go ahead and... carpentry... construct furniture. What can I build? I can build a chair. Bloody hell, I can build a decorated chair. I can get some tables, some benches, a simple bed. I'm actually going to try and construct a simple bed, I think. Also, I can go in first person here. I forgot to mention that. Set as my home. You've successfully binded to that house. There are 0 free rooms left. Thank you. Good, good, good. So I should just spawn here then. I would like to claim this. I think I've already claimed it though. So is this tiny shack mine? No, I would actually like to claim it. I'm pretty sure claiming things makes them technically mine for... I think it's 24 hours at this point. It might be 12, but I know they're planning on making it 24 hours. It might be 24 hours by the time the video comes out. So if I can finish my prayer to the house. Yeah, there we go. 24 hours. This will be mine. Okay. I'm not quite sure how to build. I would like to build a bed. That is for sure. So simple bed. Build. I can move it. Can I move it into the house? I don't think I can. I don't want to build outside. I don't want a bed outside. Let's see. Can I construct furniture? What else is there? Chests. Oh, I want a chest. I definitely want a chest. Right. I can put a chest here, I suppose. I'd like to rotate it a little bit. So put a chest there. What is a chest going to be built of then? Oh, I'm sawing something. Okay. Interesting. It's very weird playing this in first person, I'll give it that. I kind of like the third person a bit more. So let's see, what is a chest going to be made of then? So I own the chest, construct. It needs boards and it needs metal bands and it needs nails. I don't know how to get any of that. I have no idea. So that'll be where the chest goes. I suppose I'm going to need to put some other things down anyway. So forestry, terraforming, construction materials. I would like to build something. No. I would like carpentry, construct furniture. Can I get a light or something? I can get an alchemist table, wardrobe, chest, weapon rack, beds, tables, chairs. Can I get a deck? I want a chair. I really want a chair, and I want to just put it like right about there. Alright. I want to know what this is going to be made of. I imagine this might need nails as well. And if this needs nails, then I need to figure out how exactly to get some nails. So hopefully I can do that. There we go. So what is a chair going to be made of? What is that? Bone glue. Ugh. Alright then, I don't know how I get bone glue either. I suppose I need to kill something? I know there's a moose around here. There are mobs and things like that, but, ugh. Bone glue. Alright, let's see. Create a campfire. I imagine creating a campfire is probably a good idea. It'll give me some light. So, create a campfire. Or don't, that's good too. Create a campfire, build. Click and build. There we go. I would like to place my campfire just about there. Seems like a good spot. So we'll get this built. I think the campfire takes 3 branches to make, and then it can use branches as fuel as well, yeah. 5 branches. Okay, we need to get up to the trees and start tearing those apart and get some branches. And this will be our 5th branch here. The only thing is we're going to need a lot more of these if we actually want to light the thing, so there we go. That's 5 branches. I'll get another 2, and that should let the campfire burn for a little while. I do wish you could deconstruct a furnace and bring it over here, even though I can't seem to work out what exactly to do with it. It would be nice if I could just move the bloody thing instead of having to rebuild it. Again, rebuilding it I think is easy enough. I think it takes plant fiber, it takes clay, and 5 things of water, so not too difficult to make. There's a load of clay over that, where there's some water there, and plant fibers all over the bloody place, so I suppose if I really want to get a furnace on the go, it won't be too difficult. Anyway, let's pop down here and actually get the campfire built. Hopefully, let me see, have all the branches stacked? They bloody did, didn't they? Alright, that's a little bit annoying. See, that's one thing I will say, actually. And I know I'm in the Let's Play section of the video, but I'm gonna critique it from here and here and there. It would be nice if everything stacked or everything didn't. I have these 2 apple tree sprout things here. Actually, I can see why they haven't stacked. One of them was quality 70 something, and now they've both combined and made quality 41. Okay, I can see why. Never mind. I'm an idiot. There we go. So let's get the campfire built. Don't really need to light this up at the minute, but what I will do is throw some fuel in there just for later. We don't have to light it at the minute, but there we go. So that's some fuel in there. That'll be able to light up later. There we go. My little tiny shack here. It'll keep me safe. Probably. Probably not. Okay, so can I do anything with these? I don't seem to be able to, which is interesting. What happens? Let's equip the sickle and see what exactly that does. Let's also see where it equips. So it goes on my side. What can I do? Farming. Can't do anything here. All right. Well, I've got a bit of dirt over this way. Can I do some farming over here? That would be nice if I could, plant one of these trees or something. Alright, let's have a look. So there's dirt here. Farming, plant a cabbage. I could plant a cabbage. I don't know that I want to plant a cabbage. Can't do anything with this. Interesting, okay. Right, farming, plant cabbage. Can I even do... I don't have any seeds. How am I doing this? How the hell am I doing this? Am I actually able to do this? No. No, I can't. Alright then. So I can't plant a cabbage. Sow things. Sow a wheat. I can't imagine I'll be able to do this either. Because, I don't have any seeds. But sure, we'll try anyway. I want to go prospecting and see if I can find some iron or something. Because if I can find that, I can actually build things and, get stuff done. But, I've got no idea how to do it. I mean, I can go over here and I think I can right-click and prospect for iron. Let's have a nice big prospecting radius. Then we'll see what we can find. We might find some iron somewhere. You have detected traces of ore. Where? Can I just dig? Terraforming. Prospecting. Terraforming. Dig a tunnel downward. Alright. So, if I dig down, that seems to have done nothing but given me soil. Okay. Right, if I go to here, and I do a little bit of prospecting, so we'll do some prospecting for iron. We'll have a radius of, let's say, 8. See if we can find anything. Alright. I didn't find any things of ore, any signs. That's fine, I'm going to dig anyway. Dig a tunnel downward. I can't do that in this part of the terrain, it's too far. Try with neighbouring cells. It's not too far. Can I do it over there? Dig a tunnel. There we go. So let's do some digging. It's going to give me some stone, isn't it? Yep. It's giving me some rocks. Interesting. Interesting. Let's do some more prospecting and see if I can find some iron. We'll have a radius of 20. Alright, hopefully we'll find something nearby. You have detected traces of ore. Where have I detected these traces of ore? I think that's the important question here, because I don't have a bloody clue. I mean, does it show up on the surface? That's the thing. I don't know if it's even going to show up on the bloody surface, so this might be a complete sodding waste of my time. I'm gonna dig here. I'm gonna dig a tunnel straight down and see if I can find something. I might get lucky. I've received fertile soil. Always good. Let's see. Prospecting, terraforming, dig a tunnel downward here. Can't do that. It's too far. Try with neighbouring cells. Of course it is. Alright then. I will go down here and I shall try digging this spot. Terraforming, dig downwards. Alright. We might get lucky. I got rock. Sure. Whatever. Can I dig here? Terraform, let's see, construction, all of that stuff. Construct. What can I construct? Oh, floor lamps. Okay. I imagine that's going to be made of a lot of things. Let's see. Observe. Interesting. It seems to be showing me the height map. Okay, terraform. I would like to dig a tunnel downwards. Nope. Absolutely bugger all there. Interesting, interesting. So what have I got on me then? I've got a lot of rock, I've got a lot of dirt. I've got absolutely nothing useful though. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I wonder if I can maybe go and throw some fertile soil on the ground over by my house and plant something. I mean, I do have these 2 trees that I could probably do something with. Unless they need to be planted up here. Is that a thing? Do the trees have to be planted in grass? Terraforming? Farming? Plow. I need a shovel. Give me my shovel. And let's see if I can do something with said shovel. Okay, let's close this. And I would like to plow the ground here. Farming. Plow. It seems like it's going to take a little bit of time, but you never know. We might get something good out of this. Maybe. Probably not. Probably not. Come on. Finish the plowing. You done? Oh! Oh, look at that. Okay. Okay. Farming. I can do all of this stuff, but I... Okay, so... What was the point? What's the point of me having those sprouts, those little sapling things, and what's the point in having these if I can't do anything with them? Because it doesn't seem to want to let me do anything with these. So that seems like kind of a waste of time, if I'm perfectly honest. I'm just gonna dump all of this dirt in the ground. I don't need it. There we go. We'll just have another mound of dirt here, I suppose. In fact, it looks like it's probably going to be a mound of stone as well. There we go. Dump all of this in the ground. Dump everything else in the ground as well. There we go. Dump that. There we go. We have a mound of stone and dirt right there. Lovely. It's an accent to the whole tiny shack thing. Anyway, I tried lighting the fire back there. It didn't quite work, so I'm going to have to get more branches or something. and see if I can actually light the bloody thing. Okay, I got 5 branches. Let's give this a shot and see if I can actually light the bloody fire then. I would like to get some light around here before it gets too bloody dark. There we go. So we've got that. I've got 5 branches. Can I throw them into the fire and turn it on? There we go. Oh, look at that. There's a nice fire. That'll give some good light. I will say it's not a bad looking game. I mean, it's not great, but the lighting's kind of nice. The fire does flicker a little bit, but I suppose that is what fire does. Can I stand on it? I can. And I don't take damage. So there's that. Does the light come through the shack? It does. I suppose there are holes in the walls of the shack, so that's to be expected. Alright, cool. I've got a little bit of light. I think what I want to do is make a sling, since I do have ammo for it. So I'm going to need some sticks to do that, I know. I think I need a load of plant fiber as well, so hold on a minute. There is a way to do crafting without clicking on sticks. Carpentry, bowcraft, general actions, craft. I mean, this doesn't let me craft much. I can't remember how to do the bloody thing. Is it press C? No, that's first person. That's not it. That's, nope. Nope. What the hell is that? Are those my stats? Oh. Alright then. Sure. This seems like a thing. I don't know what these do. Have I locked my abilities? I have no idea what all of this does. Smelting, forging. Okay, interesting. Whatever. I'm gonna go and get some more branches, I suppose. Okay, a sling needs 1 stick and 10 plant fiber, so I suppose the only option left is to punch the crap out of the ground. So let's get that done. Now there's my fire down there. It's looking pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. I've got a little house. I've got something done, I suppose. Could totally make a little town around here. Those houses are actually surprisingly easy to make. It's just chop down trees and saw up everything that's there. So, I think it is fair to say that with a group of people, you would probably get a lot done and quite quickly on this game. But if you're someone that likes to play on your own and likes to relax, or you don't have a lot of time, or, well, anything like that, I'm still struggling to find a way to recommend this game to you. Which is why I'm also struggling to find a way to recommend it to people that I know. Because I don't want to recommend this to just one other person. I don't want to go to one friend and say, "Oi, get this game. We can play it together. It'll be fun." Because it probably won't be. We'll probably get bored after a couple of hours of playing, because you need more than just one other person. So, I don't know. I'm still sort of on the fence about this. Okay, so I've got all the plant fiber that I'm going to need, so let's create a primitive tool. We can get a sling, there we go, and craft. So a sling is basically a weapon. I think anything can be a weapon, technically, because you can go into a combat stance and, you know, use anything as a weapon, but I think the sling is actually the first proper weapon that you can craft, because the knife is for crafting. Everything's pretty much for crafting, but can be used as a weapon. So there's the sling. I don't know how to use it, though, is my only thing. I can equip it, I can swing it, but I don't know if that actually fires it. It doesn't seem to. That didn't take any ammo from me, so I don't know. I can swing it over my head, but that doesn't seem to actually be doing anything, so I'm going to look at the controls, actually, and see if there's anything here. So if we go to interaction, shield bash is mouse 2, perform / attack, war stance, hold to rotate camera. Interesting, so that's movement. Yeah, it seems that it certainly seems that the sling might not work all that well. I mean, I can swing it, no problem. but I'm not getting, doesn't seem to be actually swinging. Let's do some swinging of the sling and fire. Did that? Nope. Maybe I need to equip the ammo. Is that a thing? Does the sling need its ammo to be equipped? Because I don't know how to do it. I mean, I could put that... Can I put this anywhere? I mean, I can equip the ammo, but I think that actually unequips the sling. No, it doesn't. Hold on a minute. Has that actually done something? So if I try and use the sling now... Okay. So we've got the sling. Does this actually fire it? I think it does. Hold on a minute. We've got 19. So did that actually fire? Do that. And press whatever it was. Do we have 18 now? Oh, that's how it works. Okay, you need to equip both of them. Okay, I want to go see if I can find something to kill. Even though it's getting quite dark. Aha! There we go. That looks to be a moose. Let's get into a combat stance. And let's get ready to charge. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there will be a wolf over here as well. I'm pretty sure that with every moose... With great moose comes great wolf. That's a quote, right? Yeah, there's the wolf. Alright, can I hit the moose? Hit the moose. Nope. Need to be closer. This could be a... Uh-oh. Hello, wolf. No. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Can I equip my... Can I equip my shovel and fight the wolf? Come here. Come here. Whack. Uh-oh. Yeah. I hit the wolf. I'm being beat up by a wolf. Oh! Die. No. This is unnecessary. Get off me. Oh, God. To hell with it. I'm dying. Wolf, we can talk this through. Seriously, buddy. We could talk. I could probably hit you with this. Hey, Wolfie. Do you wanna... Nope, that missed. Stand still, would you? Just stay there. Aha! Woo! That was a bad idea. That was a bad idea. I don't know what I expected there. I really don't know what I expected there. Let's keep running. I'm almost out of energy. Okay. Aha! Uh-oh. Woo! Oh, God, I'm actually gonna get destroyed here. My health is incredibly low. Uh-oh. No, but... Whoops. Well, I'm unconscious. I feel like that could have went better. Okay, I'm back up. The wolf is not going to attack me because I have just got back up, which is... I will give it that, that's nice, but I'm just going to run away because my health is incredibly low. It will regenerate, but my total health has come down because of the damage I took there. So that's an interesting feature, I'll give it that. I would like to eat something and see if that maybe gives me a little bonus to my health or something. No, it does not. Okay, right, my health is a bit low then. I think I'm going to leave it there, folks. I think I've given a fair idea of what this game is about and what this game is like. You know my opinion on it by now. It is difficult to recommend, but if you have the time and maybe a group of people, or you're just dedicated to games more than I am, then this is the game for you, and it will be interesting to see this develop. I would like to see it become a little bit more accessible to new players. A tutorial would be a really, really good idea. Not even a tutorial, but look at how Minecraft is handled on the consoles with the various tooltips that explain what things do and how things work. Something like that would be perfect for Life is Feudal. The game is planned to be an MMO at some point, with giant servers and thousands of people making their towns and running their towns and armies and all of that stuff with combat. You've seen a really bad example of the combat. We might see something more in-depth in the future. I highly doubt it, though. I'm an idiot. So with that in mind, folks, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, Life is Feudal. Not much more to say on that. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.